I'm here at UC Berkeley. There's a protest going on behind me. They just threw multiple glass bottles into the direction of the cops and in the direction of the Turning Point USA staff. The scene here is rapidly growing more and more violent, more and more chaotic. One protester has been detained. So far, no others have been able to hop over the barricade, but they're quickly climbing to the top, and cops are kind of getting closer to them. So I came back just a few minutes later, and the protest has actually evolved quite a bit behind me. So behind me is the line to get into the event, and what I've noticed is that it's mainly older people, and people who are student age don't actually go here, at least the ones that are in line right now.
And I'm a mathematician, and I believe in free speech on both sides. I want both parties to basically communicate and talk. I wish they didn't have a megaphone to yell in their ear, but I think both sides have some valid points, and I think I'm bringing understanding. I used to teach here. It was more balanced when I was a student here.
They had steam wheels. Oh my God, that is right there. That's so me.
Gen X were pretty tried and true when it comes to this way. I grew up with everyone, all colors of the sun. In the East Bay, we were all together. We all got along. And it wasn't until the recent years that the divide, because of social media, let me say it again, because of social media, people are tribaling up, taking sides, and choosing not to look at one another because we're feeding off of our algorithms. So I'm only seeing what I believe in, and you're only seeing what you believe in. And I'm not going to go ever talk to someone who believes differently than me. I don't even know that you could possibly be sane, because CNN tells me that the people watching Fox are crazy, and the people watching Fox are telling me that the people watching CNN are crazy.
We started our Turning Point chapter like
Where?
At West Valley High School in California, and we're just pumped. We love Charlie and love what he fought for. Before the election, I just start seeing his stuff pop up on my feed and just campus debates and whatnot. And as he started to once Trump the presidency.
Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk.
And to all those protesters outside, I have one thing to say. It is clear to us which side is winning when your side becomes the violent agitators. When you try to win with force and not through reason, you have lost.
Yeah, I mean, there's challenges, but I think that's the point of coming here. I mean, there's a lot of universities that are, sort of echo chambers for like conservative thought, and I feel like it's good for the organization to come to like more historically liberal universities like this. And I think we're up for the challenge, and that's why we're so excited for this event. I mean, it reveals that it's a challenge and that we're in the right direction when we have, so many like protesters out there, for our ideas. When we're boxed in like the auditorium here and like the protests out there with the police, like we feel separate, just like how we are like in, the digital landscape with the phones. I think we should try to orient ourselves. I encourage them to come to our meetings, and I think we should be coming to their meetings, whether it's a DSA one, a Cal Dems, and we should have those conversations face to face rather than, across the blockade, across, like riot police, from outside the auditorium. So I just want to welcome, my fellow students to engagement in this.
As a young female comedian, I think I wouldn't consider myself someone that gets easily offended. I think a lot of people tell me I should be getting offended for things that are jokes that are made at my expense that I, as a woman, right, that I think are funny, right? But I want to know, are there things that we shouldn't be joking about something that I can joke about that you couldn't, or...
You're right. I don't think that there's any rules set in stone. But I do think that if you do a joke and people don't laugh, that you get it. But I also think it's our job to challenge people. I always say, like, comedy and society and cultural mores they're shifting. They don't stay, it's like the tides. They go up and they go down. And it's our job to find out where it's going up and then to push it a little bit. If I don't challenge my audience, then I'm not doing my job.
We're so lucky to live where we live. Young people have the opportunity to express their opinions, and we may be on other sides, but that doesn't mean that we can't have a conversation and agree to disagree.